You're just funny. It's funny, the way you tell the story and everything.
Funny how?
Come hither. Yeah, he's crazy, see? Who are you?
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Oh, hey there, friends. What is going on? Hey, thanks for tuning in to yet again another episode of the Broad Podcast. Today's podcast is going to be pretty quick, like most microcasts. I like to try to give you kind of some quick, digestible information, maybe on the drive home, or if you're hitting 10 minutes on the treadmill. Hopefully, this will give you a little bit of knowledge for the day. So let's get right into it. We're going to talk about 10 easy steps for a stronger immune system. Now, the good news about these tips, well, first off, they're in no particular order. So number 1 is not more important than number 10. However, these are things that you can incorporate in your life as early as today. More often than not, they're not going to cost you a lot of money. They're just kind of some good tips, I think, to create, or to give you rather, a stronger immune system. So tip number 1 is get enough sleep. Quality sleep is crucial to a healthy immune system. So you got to make sure you're getting at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep. I'm being very hypocritical here because I do not get 9 hours of sleep. Sometimes I'll get 7, but it's very tough. We know that, right? Because I'm getting up in the middle of the night. Sometimes I got to let out the dog. Sometimes I just don't get the best sleep. And I'm trying to work as best as I can to get better at that. And a couple things I'm doing, I'm going to share with you here is I'm going to start using hostage tape, which is mouth tape. You could look into mouth breathing, and it's one of the biggest reasons why people have sleep apnea. They snore and they just don't get the best sleep. So when you breathe through your mouth, that is not good. You're supposed to breathe through your nose. Now, of course, you might have some nasal issues or allergies or things like that. There are ways to avoid mouth breathing in those instances, so you got to be careful with that. But mouth breathing in particular, when you put this tape over and you start breathing through your mouth, it's said that, so many people, so many reviews, so many videos that I've listened to say that it makes a dramatic difference in your sleep. So I just ordered some. I'm going to probably have that on the next podcast. So I'm going to make sure I do a couple videos on that, but I'm really excited to use that. Also a sleep mask, very important if you don't have one. And then of course, just eliminating as much as you can the night that you go to sleep, eliminate as much as you can on the screen, whether that's TV, phone. You want to try to eliminate things 2 hours prior to bedtime at the very latest. Again, I do not do a lot of this stuff, but I am slowly kind of working and getting better at this. Tip number 2, a diet that's rich in fruits, vegetables, and other immune-boosting nutrients can help your immune system stay strong. You want to aim for a variety of colorful fruits and vegetables, and consider incorporating foods into your diet like garlic, ginger, turmeric. Things like that are really going to help with a healthy immune system and a well-balanced diet. Tip number 3, stay hydrated. So especially if you're doing a lot of caffeine in the morning, which you really shouldn't be doing a lot of caffeine, or if you're drinking alcohol, which again, you really shouldn't be doing a lot. But if you're doing these things, you're going to get dehydrated even faster. So let's say you're completely free of alcohol and caffeine. You should be drinking a lot of water a day. You want to aim for 8 cups of water per day at the very, very minimum. But that's really going to help boost your immune system and make sure everything's functioning properly. Okay, tip number 4, exercise regularly. You guys know I talk a lot about this, and that is because it's very important, especially as you get older, our bodies start to die. That's kind of what they do, right? So you want to make sure you're getting regular activity every single day, and that's going to help boost your immune system. Even if it's 10 to 15 minutes per day and you're walking, that's obviously huge, but you want to aim for 30 minutes of moderate exercise every single day. Moderate meaning get your heart rate up a little bit. Jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups. You don't have to go to the gym, but anything you could do to increase, that heart rate and get that good exercise in every single day, it's going to be crucial to you. Tip number 5, minimize stress. Easier said than done. We know this. Chronic stress can actually weaken your immune system, so it's important to find ways to manage your stress and promote relaxation. Consider activities like yoga, meditation, and deep breathing to help you relax and de-stress. Number 6, take your vitamins. So I'm a big proponent of this. In fact, in the description, you could check out my Amazon storefront where I leave all my supplements that I take. I take AG1. I take a lot of good proteins. I do take turmeric paste, which is really cool and great for your immune system. But there's just a bunch of goodies in there. You could check those out, and all that stuff's available on Amazon. But you want to find some type of multivitamin that works for you, some way to ingest not just your vitamins and nutrients on a daily basis, but something that you can actually do long term and it's sustainable. So It's cool that you want to buy a bunch of these different protein powders and supplements, but if you're not taking them and you can't take them on a daily basis because you're forgetful or whatever, try to find something like an AG1 is a really good example because you get over 20 nutrients just in one scoop, fruits, veggies, vitamins, all that stuff, and it's all just jam-packed into one drink. So that's a really easy way to get things. You want to make the steps to get the nutrients in because unfortunately, we're just not getting it from our food. That's just not the case anymore, especially when it comes to like vitamin D. Most Americans here are vitamin D deficient. We realized that during the pandemic. So taking a supplement to make sure we're getting all the proper vitamins, nutrients is very important. Number 7, wash your hands frequently. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because we heard enough of that shit in 2020, but obviously that's very important, especially if you're going into public places, right? Number 8, avoid close contact with sick people. So it's hard to obviously know that unless you're talking to somebody. But at the end of the day, you just want to be careful with crowded rooms, crowded areas. Whether you believe it or not, people are getting sick and people are gross. So if everybody listened to these steps and everyone had a good immune system, this wouldn't be on the list. But unfortunately, people are sick and gross and unhealthy. So you want to try to avoid sick people as best you can. Number 9, so stay home if you're sick. So if you are one of those sick people, for whatever reason, I get sick too. I don't get sick a lot, but when I do, I stay home. I don't go out to dinner. I do Uber Eats. I do not leave because I want to stay under quarantine, even though it's not going to be that bad. Problem is you don't want to spread that sickness, right? So stay home if you can. Number 10, and this is probably the most important one, I want to say, is routine, sustainability. One of the most important steps of having a good immune system in my eyes from the research that I've done is it is a lot, even just these 9, 10 steps that I'm talking about here. It's a lot of information, but get on a routine to where it's sustainable that you can do on a daily basis, no questions asked, whether you're traveling, whether you have kids, whether you don't have kids, whether you're in town, whether you're sick, but you want to make sure you have all these in place and that you can do this on a daily basis and it's sustainable because once you get in a routine, it's really hard to break because you're so stuck to it because it's such a part of your life that you just can't live without it. And that's a routine. That's what it is. It's no different than brushing your teeth. And once you get in the habit of brushing your teeth twice a day, you're going to do it every single time, right? You just don't forget it. And that's how you have to treat your health, is you have to treat it like brushing your teeth. It's not something you want to do, but it's just part of your routine. It's part of your daily routine. There you have it. There's 10 simple ways to boost your immune system that you can really incorporate today. But I appreciate you guys listening and watching to this episode. If you have not already, do me a favor, give me a subscribe, hit that follow button. That way you can get updated every single time I post an episode, which right now is about once or twice a week. And, like always in the description, I'll leave kind of some links to different sponsors and supplements that I use and things that, I think might help you and is relevant to this conversation. Speaking of which, shameless plug here. But if you're watching me on YouTube, you're probably noticing that I'm wearing this cool shirt. I'll kind of pull this. Yeah. Can you tell? So that is Meet Cute. That is the business the wife and I have, meetcutebox.com. I'll also leave that in the link below. But cool shirt. It's kind of going off the Friends theme, one of our favorite shows, but who doesn't love Friends? These are available as well. But again, check that out, meetcutebox.com. So guys, thanks for listening to the podcast. Much appreciated. And we will talk to you soon. Later. Oh, hey there. First of all, thanks for making it to the end of this video. Not a lot of people do, according to the YouTube analytics, but I do want to say thanks for listening to this. There's some more episodes if you want to check those out, and they're all just as good. But if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out those timestamps below to reference some of the topics I talked about, as well as some discount links to some of our sponsors and affiliates. But thanks for listening to this episode, and we'll see you next time.